BC. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Encroaching. I think that's a word. Hope everybody's well. Hope they had a great Christmas. Spent it with their chosen ones, and yeah, had a great time. And 19, bring it on. Yeah, this is going to be a roundup of my favourite albums I bought in 2018. You know, I tried to limit it to 10. No way. 20, no. It's probably, I don't know, 30 or 40 here. I don't know. I just kept plucking them out and saying, yeah, this is great. I love it. I'm going to show it. One of my favourite stuff, some of the favourite stuff I bought in 18. Anyway, cheers. I'm on a bit of Fat Yak. Great little beverage. Goes down too easily. If you're noticing there's a bit of brightness going on in my cranium or face or whatever it is, don't adjust your dials. It's just basically I was pretty burnt at the beach yesterday. We spent the whole day in there yesterday swimming, and yeah, even though I slip, slop, slap, which just means slip on a hat, slap on a shirt, and slip on some sunscreen, we haven't got much protection in that ozone layer, so yeah, got pretty roasted. So it's not your thing. You actually dial it down a bit. So, or otherwise, put sunglasses on. Okay, I've only got like 17 minutes of memory left on this camera. I'm going to show you what my favourites of 2018 are. In the background, the Blue Beetle, got an 18. The Rebels Lonely Without It. AC/DC, TNT. I'm after all the AC/DC albums. Probably, I think I did have aim for a few bands to complete discographies. This is a bit out of reach to do all that. This is the only band I really want to complete discography. And they're all going to be Australian. They're Australian covers. They're expensive. Why? Because they're only made in Australia. You know, so, and you know, they're unique to Australia. You know, all mugshots of the boys. And yeah, so this sort of came out. High Voltage is pretty much your version of this. Interesting that on Australian release, High Voltage is on here. High Voltage is on here, but it's not on the High Voltage album. It's a bit weird. Anyway, yeah. You know, I want to complete all the AC/DC collection, which I told you. What a band. Heavy rock budgies. So all these albums I've shown sometime during the year, because this is the best of. I did say the story where I walked into a record store one day, had about $40, $50, that's all I could spend, and there was 4 budgies. These two and another 2 on the shelf, $20 each. Should I have bought them all? Yes. But you know, you can only do what you can do. Food probably becomes more important than records. Probably still, yeah. It's tight. So yeah, just great rockers. This was, if I were Britannia, I'd waive the rules, and something about a friend, never turn your back on a friend. Great advice. Just great hard rockers. They've shown it recently out in the VC. Budgie. If you see 4 on a shelf, just buy more, because I probably may never see the other ones. Go-Betweens, great Australian, legendary Australian, indie rock, jangle popish. In the 80s, I never really got into them, never really listened to them, but found this one at like an antique store for $5. Liberty Bell and the Black Diamond Express, just beautiful, great music, absolutely great music. 16 Lovers Lane is one of their other albums that's absolutely iconic. I can't even find it on a CD. The Doors. This is amazing. This is a great album, friggin' awesome. I did listen to pretty much most of these albums, pretty much all of them, over the last couple of weeks. I'm sweating out here. Just to see if they're going to make the list, and yeah, this is tremendous. So stoked to have that. Celibate Rifles, punk rockers from Australia in the 80s, on one of my favourite labels now, the Sydney-based Hot Records, where they've got different colour labels. It looks like a promo, but it's not. Just great. If you like punk rock, check out Celibate Rifles. Great name. Take a bit of a piss take on the Sex Pistols, the direct antithesis. Probably the longest word you've heard on this station. After this, a reissue, one of my favourite albums ever, in my top 10, could be number 1. Shown this recently, Jane, sign number 9, Krautrock, great stuff. Hopefully to add some Krautrock next year, 19. Showing this, oh, I was going to say something before that. Hello, there's my daughter's over there peeking at me. Hey Gabby, you want to say hello? I say this album is, you either got it or you want it. So and I've got it. Funkadelic Maggot Brain. Just great funkiness, heavy guitarish, metalish really. On the West, I've shown this but I didn't show the label. On the Westbound, the original label, but this is like a late 80s release from West Germany. Maybe this must be prior to the war coming down. Yeah, look, I want to get some more Parliament Funkadelic stuff to get funked up in 19. Mudhoney, stoked to add a bit of this to my collection. Classic grunge-ish. What do we got? Dream Syndicate, beautiful stuff. Jangle Pop as well. Just beautiful album. Great stuff. Hope everyone's well, had a great Christmas. I've already said that, haven't I? Okay. Wow. Okay, I've got to stop showing things before I talk to you about it. This is probably the best monetary-wise score. Yeah, like, no idea what it was when I saw it in a thrift store for $3. And yeah, when I looked up on Discogs, a lot more people wanted it than had it, so you know, definitely something I was going to investigate. It's the La Da Da's. They're a Kiwi band from the 60s. Absolutely beautiful album. I just listened to this before I did doing this video. On the Columbia, the orange label one. They actually started, as I said, from a garage rocky sort of thing. This is like a story, an Oscar Wilde story about a prince who passed away. He was Happy Prince, and they built a big statue for him, and I guess his soul still remained in there, and they put him up on the high on the hill and overlooking the town, but he was crying. He started crying because he could see so much suffering and pain and, you know, poverty in the village. And a little swallow befriended him on his way migrating to Egypt, and he would get the swallow to pluck out his eye, which is made of precious stone, and give it to the poor families, and that would give them both a warm and happy feeling. Where eventually he stripped of all his gold and both eyes, and the swallow couldn't leave him, and the swallow would tell him stories of his travels, until one day the swallow died and fell at his, I'm not sure if the prince had feet, but fell at the base of his statue, and the town politicians came by the next day and said, oh, what an ugly looking statue with nothing precious on there, and with a dead bird at its feet. So just a little bit about society and, you know, the way we look at things sometimes, and just a beautiful album. If you got I don't know, 40 minutes. If you, at some stage in your life, check out the Happy Prince, the La Di Das. Beautiful, beautiful album. So happy to get that. That was sold this year for $200. I'll never sell it. I'll pass it on. Cure. Most pensive album I've ever heard. Bit of Stones. Very happy to add that. Bit of Sticky Fingers, Zipperless. Yeah. Classic. Dylan. A twofer. I've shown this, obviously, I've shown all of them. His debut, and I think his third album. Prefer this one. When I did listen to this, didn't do a lot for me, but I just listened to this recently, today I think. And yeah, it's very good, but I prefer, it hits the guitar harder on this one. This one's just the more finger-picking, mellow folkiness that I love of Dylan. The Johnnies, great cowpunk given to me by friends Chris and Bree. Go to see Bree's dad. Great cowpunk, really cool musicians on this. Great stuff. Believe this is great garage rock. This came out in 60 something, maybe 65. They did the first version of Hey Joe, not Jude. Hey Joe. Hannah might be interested to know that when the Byrds left some sort of club, I think on Sunset Strip, the Lees replaced them. Just great garage rocking. Oh, this is a beautiful album. Like, it's a Kiwi stereo press from 60. I'm going to say like 65, but might not be. Just great stuff. Love the song. The Quieting of Oliver Tweak, the Stone Freak. The Leaves, great garage rock. John Mayall, sweet blues, I call this. After this, probably Clapton, Heartbreakers one, and what John Mayall is beautiful, sweet blues. Alright, let's straighten these ones up. Oh, sorry about the, wow, jeez. Hopefully you put those sunglasses on. You've never seen this album before. This because I put it together, made it. Well, didn't really made it. I just stuck some stuff on it. Sunny Boys. I've talked about them a bit. Oh, Jesus, great. It's okay. Love it. This was probably my biggest grail to get, and thank you, Grandma. He gave it to me. He did mention one day that will find me a cover one day. Power pop, post punk. Rob from Paniques, he loves this band as well. Probably him and I are the only ones that really big into them. So, Sunny Boys. I will talk about them more one day. Okay, Zeppelin 2. Done a video about them. So stoked to add this in there. Probably my favourite of the first four. Oh, it is. Officially documented that. Really happy to get this Mountain. This gets shown a bit. Talk about Leslie West a little bit. People do. Great. Just rock. Heavy rock. But don't get talked about as much. His band before Mountain, and that's the Vagrants. These are cool. I think that's Leslie there. This is like in 65. This is a reissue on Light in the Attic. Really cool. They're New York guys who were amazing live, but just couldn't quite produce that in the studio. They did a version of Respect, but clearly Aretha Franklin's was bigger. But really good stuff. Probably Oh Those Eyes, I Can't Make a Friend, some of the big stuff. But Vagrants, if you see them out, check them out. Garage rock, really cool. This was out of the blue. This Icelandic bit of icon, Willy, can't say his name, you can see it there. I think nicknamed Willy Vill, something like that. Just really sweet folk. You know, this is stuff, amazing stuff that You know, if you got some, I don't know, it's just, why would anyone want to pick this up? Only if you're in this crazy community, it will make you sort of do this thing, and it's amazing. I love it. Folkiness. Have I got time? I haven't got time to show you the label. If you want to see it, let me know and I'll show you next time. Bit of Oils. Yeah, one of my favourite bands. This was their second or third album. They're a bit of punkier, rocking type, Head Injuries. Not an easy one to find. When I did find it eventually, I think it was 3 copies in the store, but it took me a long time to find it, but so stoked. Peter Garrett and the Oils. Bit of punky edge on it. I'll show that one last. Sabbath, picked up lots of Sabbath. I will talk about them another day, but Paranoid. This is incredible. This is absolutely kill ass smashing them. It's known. I've only got it recently. Love it. Blows my mind. And this Sweet collection. It's just, you know, I've got a couple of Sweets now, which are good. But this just Sweet singles album. It's just hard and heavy and great stuff. Great stuff. And probably my favourite pick, my favourite album discovering this year, Tammen Shud. Where does it say the name? It doesn't say it anywhere. Oh, Tammen Shud. Australian surf, rock, psychedelic rock. This is incredible. Now, there's a lot of great stations out there that show a lot of great albums. This is up there, in my opinion. Please listen to this and let me know. You know, production on this album, not the greatest. CD would be good, great to get. Like, this goes, CD's $25. This will go for like $30. It is amazing. Probably the first song is my least favourite. Just get through that, even though it's still good. Surf rock, psychedelic rock. I will talk more about them in another time. BC, take care. I think I've got there. Look after yourselves.